Hello everybody and welcome to the second race of EPR. Unfortunately we don't have as many people here today. We only have 10 because we have a little bit of crisis with illness, unfortunately, with Spirus virus, and Plix has left the lobby. We're not so sure about that. Hopefully it's connection issues. We also have some connection issues, not connection issues, some illness issues with Super Guy and a bunch of others. But hopefully they'll be back for next race. I'm your commentator Sam today. We only have 10 races. And, well, yeah, it's not the best amount of people so far, but I'm just doing this right now, hence why I'm probably not speaking as well. Okay, there we go, everything's sorted, I believe, if this will send. Anyway, I couldn't worry about that too much. Cat named Minty is on an outlap. The only person who's not on an outlap at the moment, in fact, Ayrton Senna David is actually on a flying lap. We're going to go aboard with him. As he's our first person, and Fax Esral is shouting Gavin in the chat. He is spamming Gavin in the chat. That worked. I don't know what's going on. My internet is being absolute crude to me right now. I will just sort that out. Oh, and that's Ayrton Senna wide. So we'll be on board with Cat named Minty. We'll just switch over to him quickly. Yeah, my internet is letting me down when it comes to this. There we go. I can finally see the chat. Cat named Minty now coming on the final corner. Sets a 1:05. Tim goes pole though at this current point. Plix, we're not sure if what's happened to him. Gavin's just about to cross the line. Goes 4th fastest. Wildlife Billy is also still in the pits. We're not sure why. Chapelele is out. Who's that right behind him? I think that might be Ayrton Senna. Must be, because Plix is in the pits still. But still, Chapelele out on a fast lap. A flying lap. Hopefully this goes well for him. Come around the corners here. Number 76 in that Ferrari. Of course, he got your pole position in USA, which is obviously good. He's actually going into the pits, and that is New Zealand Cam, who has spun at the pit lane there. I'm not sure what's happened there. He's got a 5-place grid penalty for collision with David. That's going to be very controversial right there. But that's a 5-place grid penalty for New Zealand Cam. Didn't quite witness it, but hopefully someone's got it on camera. So that's controversial. Everyone's in the pits now except from Dylan, so we'll stay on board with him. Well, Plix as well, who's luckily been able to be back in the session. Ghosting was on, I swear it was on, so I don't know. But we will look into this, David, just so you know. Everything will be looked into at the end of the race, hence why we ask you all to perhaps stream it. And I believe Cam is as well, so hopefully he can be truthful about it and we can all carry on. Actually, it's like Warren's set his lap time. He's coming into the pits. Plix is now on a fastest on a flying lap. Stay on board with Plix. Oh, I've accidentally pressed the wrong button again. Apparently Cam couldn't do anything about it. But you have got, Cam has got a 5-second grid penalty, so he hasn't gotten away with it somewhat. Plix now coming around the final bends now. He's on medium tyres, so he shouldn't be as fast as the leaders right now, and it's like taking a bit too much of curb there. What's his lap time going to be? So 1:59. He was invalidated though, I believe. He's going to have another go. He's getting really high on the curbs there. Chapelele is also on a lap, but we'll stay on board with Plix. Although Chapelele should go faster, we'll stay on board with Plix. Good driving from Plix. He's warming up his tyres, so I'm not sure if he's going to set this as the fastest lap. So we will go back with Chapelele, as he's doing well at sector 2 at the moment. Still no lap time from these boys at the moment. Chapelele will probably put in a banger in a minute. Of course, remember he got pole at USA. Didn't get the fastest lap. Tim got the fastest lap, so perhaps they might exchange. But obviously, none of those two got the race win. That was Spyros Virus, who unfortunately has been hit with an illness, so he will not be here tonight. Hopefully he gets well soon and returns to us next week. And there we go, Chapelele 4 tenths up on Tim. That's a brilliant time for Chapelele, and I'm not surprised. The man is a bullet. So Wildo Billy is the next man who we're going to look at. He's now on a flying lap as he goes around the first corner. There is a yellow flag at sector 3. I'm not sure who is at sector 3. Perhaps New Zealand Cam. No, it's not. I'm not sure who it would be at sector 3. Perhaps Cat Named Minty. It is Cat Named Minty. He must be letting people by. Perhaps has to be careful, because in the past there has been a little bit of an issue with that, where you could get disqualified, which obviously isn't helpful. Then again, doesn't matter. So Wildo Billy still on his lap time, doing alright. 43, 44 in sector 2, 45 seconds through sector 2 as he now moves on to sector 3. Can't really compare his lap time though, see if he's up or down on his delta. It'll have to be look at this lap. Nice into the final 2 corners, into corner 9. Maybe not the best, but as Dylan sets the fastest lap of the race, and there is Wildo Billy going 10th. Sorry, 6th. I've completely screwed up there, apologies. Cat Named Minty now, who is getting a bit of a draft by I'm a D ahead. It's helpful. 2 Red Bulls working together, teammates. Cat Named Minty, of course, an admin of EPR. So he's actually taken Storm's place, because obviously Storm left EPR. We're not 100% sure why, and D's gone into the pits, and so has Cat Named Minty. Not sure there. Cat Named Minty a bit scruffy, but anyways, as New Zealand Cam now on board, he's up on his delta. Well, he went up on his delta. He beat his most fastest lap, and he has run out of fuel, I believe. Well, no, Billy. Gavin here. I'm surprised if Gavin doesn't set a faster lap time. Gavin should be pretty quick, as we do have a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. 2 and 3 we did. I don't know what's up with Fats S. Sorrel. I'm not sure who he is, but Minty saying he's getting a tow, and yeah, I'm a D has not set a fast lap time yet. I'm a bit surprised. He was pretty quick earlier, because we were doing some practicing. 4 of us were. As Gavin now just about to come across the line. What time is he going to get? That is a stunning lap from Gavin. He's up to 4th, 9/10 up on his lap time, and he's in the 1 minute 4s at the moment. But it is D Warren who leads the way from Chapelele, Tim, Gavin, New Zealand Cam, cat named Minty, Wide Load Billy, and someone has just set a decent lap time. It was Plix who's gone 3rd fastest. Great lap time from Plix. So New Zealand Cam is going slow. Wide Load Billy, he's on this 3rd lap. Surely he comes in this lap. Or is he going to stay out? He's staying out. No, he's not. He's going into the pits. Imedy's on an out lap. He's just warming up his tyres. Chapelele, he's on a flying lap. He's looking to beat Dylan here. Is he going to get his 2nd pole position point of the season? Is he going to get 2 in a row? Or will Dylan get this one? Dylan is quite fast, but is he able to beat Chapelele? Chapelele is a tiny bit up on his sectors, although that corner didn't look very fast at all. He's only a little bit up, but not enough to threaten. Well, to threaten he might, but depends how this final sector goes. He's still down on Dylan, unless of this final sector, and boom, goes top of the pile. What a lap again for Chapelele, as Dylan will now is right behind him actually, is now on a flying lap. This is going to get interesting into the final 5 minutes. Plix is 3rd at the moment. Plix is a one to watch here at the moment as well. I think Tim as well is underdog here, but the two Renaults could be on the front 2 rows again. Imedy last at the moment. I'm not sure where he is on the track, but let's just focus on Dylan at the moment. Let's look at what this sector 2 brings. Is he up, or is he up, or is he down on it? He's up on it. This could be interesting. Oh, he's got a little wide. Is that his lap invalidated? We'll soon find out. Let's find out. Is this his lap invalidated? He's taken... Yeah, that's his lap invalidated then. Imedy still on the medium tyres and 4 minutes to go. This is very interesting. Is he just looking to set a faster lap here as he goes 1 minute 3 now? 4, 5, and it's set an 8/10 faster, but that's not going to improve. The 2 Red Bulls, 7th and 8th here. It's not a great race, is it? Great qualifying, apologies, for the 2 Red Bulls at the moment. New Zealand Cam is on an out lap. Top 5 are in the pits at the moment. Cat named Minty come around the final corners. Has he just screwed up his lap there? I think he's not looking for what I think he's looking for. Yeah, he's now going on to probably another flying lap now as he goes into turn 1. Stuck in gear, staying in gear 4, going up the hill towards turn 2. Well, turn 3 actually. So apparently turn 2 is that slight turn there. It's barely a turn though. Nice DRS straight away. Let's watch how his sector 2 goes. It's important going into sector 3 that he keeps momentum on his side. Can he set a fast lap? He's literally just behind New Zealand Cam. Can he get into the 1 minute 04s? He did earlier today. We were hoping that he can. He's 3/10 up. This is looking good for cat named Minty. It just depends on how this last sector goes. Done decently alright. How can he do these last 2 corners though? Good. How about this final corner? Is he going to go too wide? No, he's not. He's not going to go too deep either. This could be a stunning lap from cat named Minty as he goes 4th on the 2nd row. Well done, cat named Minty. It's a stunning lap, especially the fact that he's got two lap old tyres there. I believe New Zealand Cam's just improved his lap as well. So Tim has gone from pole to it at the back really. He's now coming out. The 2 Renaults are now coming out. This could be interesting. We know about Warren and Tim. These 2 are like best friends, they are. Hence why they are both together. And now they're coming out looking to get a tow from each other. I believe Tim is on the back of Dylan. Yes, he is. This could be interesting. Watch out for these 2. They are fast drivers. 7 drivers into 1 minute 4s. I believe Ayrton Senna would have probably been able to get into the 1 minute 04s as well. That would be David, in other words. The only drivers into 1 minute 5s are D and Widelow Billy at the moment. New Zealand Cam's coming in. Catney Minty is slow. Plix, he's 3 seconds down, he's slow as well. We'll keep aboard with the 2 Renaults. Well, Tim has kind of lost it. Apparently there is a ghosting issue. I'm not 100% sure. I can't recall the ghosting issue. I believe it was on. If it weren't, apologies from my side, but it should be on. Is there much to be a tow here though? Because Dylan is much ahead of Tim at the moment, and well, perhaps he's got to better out of there as we go into sector 2. This is going to be interesting to see if you're up or down on your delta here, especially for Tim. Well, both the Renaults actually, to be honest, because Tim wants to improve where he is on the track right now, and obviously Dylan wants to get that pole position. So where's Tim going to be? Is he going to be up or is he going to be down? He's up by 1/10. Dylan, I'm not so sure where he is right now. A little bit wide there by Tim. Hopefully that's not invalidated, because this could be a stunning lap. Maybe not pole, but it does boost the Renaults massively. As they come around the final corner, what's Dylan going to do? Dylan's done nothing much, and Tim has improved to 4th. Dylan's hit the wall though. I think he's just saying, he's just there to say, well, I'm done now, so that's fine by me. There's nothing more I can set. I think Tim has said the same. Drivers will now start to retire because they're not bothered about the next lap, because they can't do anything better than they've done. Let's look at how Plix is doing. We believe Plix is down. Is he going to go for another lap? It looks like he's setting up for it. Let's find out how Plix does. This could be all or nothing now. Can he get into that 1 minute freeze? Chapelele retires. No more chance for Chapelele. This is important for Plix right now. Minty is in the pit, so he is finished. New Zealand Cam is finished. The only man still going is Plix. He's 3/10 behind though, so I don't think he's going to go well. And he has retired from the session. So Plix will start on the second row. He will not be attempting for pole. So unlucky. And Dylan does not like that finish, despite finishing second. So here is your grid then. Ayrton Senna and Widelow Billy will be on the back row of the grid. Ayrton Senna taken out by New Zealand Cam, who has received a 5-place penalty, which has affected the grid massively. Widelow Billy 9th, Gavin 8th, New Zealand Cam 7th. He's got a 5-place grid penalty. I believe that means he goes down to the back of the grid, and that means Catney Minty is 6th, so he's on the 5th row with Tim. Plix in 4th, Imadi 3rd, great qualifying again from Imadi. Dylan in 2nd, and then your man Chapelele gets another pole position point added to his collection. So despite him not getting any points, he will have points for... he will have 2 points. It's looking a bit cloudy, a bit overcast here around Austria during the race. Remember, it's dynamic weather, so no one knows. We could see some rain in this race, and it's actually similar to USA. It was overcast in USA. We didn't receive any rain though, but this time could we receive rain, and could this be a cross your fingers moment for the drivers? Apparently there's no rain expected. I'm not sure if or how you check that as a driver. But apparently there's no rain on the okay, yeah, I do know how you do that. There's no rain on the forecast. Obviously the game has had the tendency to be wrong in the past, as we do have obviously the formation lap. So Chapelele on pole again for Ferrari, takes out another pole position point, helping his teammate Super Guy obviously get well soon. Super Guy, who's also a bit ill at the moment. going to be interesting how the Renaults do, because both Renaults are here. If they can sit in such a position, Renault could be top of the constructors. And not only that, if Dylan can stay where he is, or roughly where he is, Dylan will be not just, he will be on the Drivers' Championship. He will be top of the Drivers' Championship. Super guy. Also, Imadi as well. Watch out for Imadi. Imadi could also actually be higher than Dylan. Remember that Imadi's got 10 points. Dylan has 4 points. So at the moment, Imadi is your current championship leader if you were to go by the formation lap standings. Obviously, this race has only just begun. There's 36 laps around Austria. Hopefully they're all as entertaining as each lap goes further. And there is ghosting on, so we can confirm that ghosting isn't off. We're not sure why Chapelele is gone right down there for, though. Some sort of glitch. Plix obviously in 4th. New Zealand Cam down to 10th. EPR Wario has rejoined the session. He had a little bit of internet issues recently. We're hoping that's not the case in future. Hopefully he can participate in this whole race, because it cost him a point, if you remember, in USA, as 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights on, 4 lights on, 5 lights are on. It's a long way and we are away. Well, it's another time that the glitch has happened. We are not sure why this happens. It's happened last week, it's happened this week. Anyway, Plix is up to 3rd. Great start from Imadi up to 2nd. Terrible start for Dylan, who's down to 4th. I'm not sure if that was him or Tim going wide, but Dylan's now getting pressured by Catname Minty. Catname Minty and Dylan side by side. This is an interesting stuff for Catname Minty as they go wheel to wheel, and I think they collide as well. Catname Minty. Oh, and there's a little bit of an issue, and the 2 cars have collided into the wall. Oh no. Luckily Ghost is on, so I think they get away with it. I'm not sure if anyone gets damaged though. That will be Dylan with damage. Dylan has damage on the front wing. He will be fuming with Catname Minty, who decided to take him down the inside. It's pretty difficult up that corner because you've got all that dirty air, and obviously you're going uphill as well. The elevation didn't help at all. Chapelele still leading this race from Imadi, and then Plix in 3rd. A good start from all these 3, especially Imadi. What a start, coming from 3rd to 2nd straight away. Gavin's also up to 4th now, and EPR Wario is battling with Ayrton Senna here. Actually no, Ayrton Senna is battling with Wilo Billy. This is very close here, and Wilo Billy takes 8th place. And now he's going to come back. David is trying to, and there's ghosting issues again. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe it's a bit too much ghosting because it kind of ruins the fight sort of activity. But I believe they both got damaged, these two. But these two, have any of them gone for long stints? Any of them gone for long times? Catname Minty's gone on the hards. He's looking to try and get this. This is going to be interesting to see where Catname Minty does in this race now. He is now on the hards. Chapelele still leading. Imadi 2nd, Plix 3rd, Gavin 4th, Tim 5th, New Zealand Cam in 6th. Wario is from 11th to 7th. It's a good start from Wario, as there is a battle between Plix and Imadi, as Chapelele sets the fastest lap right now. He is doing absolutely amazing. I said in the podcast that no one will be able to get the hat trick. No one will be able to get the pole position, fastest lap, and race win. Could Chapelele prove us wrong today? As Plix now gets closer to Imadi right now, trying to get some good points in a Mercedes that he wasn't able to achieve. Gavin is behind. Tim is closing in on Gavin as well. Is he going to go for a move now, Tim? Surely not. No, it would have been an amazing dive bomb if he was able to do it. Few battles on the track right now. Gavin and Tim are close. But this is a battle for 2nd place, so between Imadi and Plix, as you see Chapelele on your screen slowly getting away from Imadi, but Plix is still right behind him. 5/10 between the two. It's getting closer. Can Plix though? Can he perform an overtake? Maybe not here, but he's 3/10 off, and maybe up the hill he could perhaps launch an attack on Imadi. Imadi is getting away though through turn 1. That's very helpful for Imadi. I don't think Plix can catch up to him here. As we go back here, Tim and Gavin. As Tim goes and makes a move on Gavin. Can he complete it? Can he complete it? This is going to be an amazing move if he can. No, he has not been able to complete it. He will have DRS, so I believe, on Gavin. Gavin has got away very nicely. Still, we see the battle here for second place between Imadi and Plix. Plix just behind him still, and you see those two in the background scrapping it out between Gavin and Tim. There's an amazing battle going on behind Plix right there, but it is costing them time as Plix is kind of staying conservative right now. There is an issue in sector 2. Surely that's not these two. It's not. New Zealand Cam has spun the car, and we're not sure if David had anything to do with that. There is yellow flags again, and these two are battling at the back here. There's a massive battle at the back here, as Captain Minty will probably have to lose position for now. He is on the hards though, and Dylan is on the mediums, so would Dylan possibly have to stop again? Captain Minty surely will be able to keep on those hards till the end of the race now, but Dylan might be uncertain. As these two still scrapping it out, and Gavin's actually got back past him. Tim must have got past, but Tim is now having a go at Gavin again, and Tim very much squeezing Gavin out and getting the position, but the switchback is on for Gavin. Gavin on for the switchback, and he's got the switchback done. Brilliant from these two. And once again, oh, and I don't know if Tim and Gavin touch there, but Tim does slot behind Gavin again. Great using the switchback there from Gavin. New Zealand Cam is actually down to 11. He's just gone into the pits, and he has put the hards on, so he's looking to finish the race comfortably on those set of tyres. Gavin still in 4th place right now. Tim right behind. He's going to launch an attack up the hill. We're not sure how Plix is doing. We'll go to Plix in a minute. We'll just look at this battle first, as here comes Tim. Tim on the inside. Has he got Gavin now? Oh, they're side by side. He takes the better line. Gavin just couldn't get the inside line though, as Tim had the inside line. Tim doesn't get DRS though. Gavin gets DRS, and Gavin now is going to have another go at him. Tries the outside. This could be an amazing move if he could pull it off. He hasn't been able to, but what about the switchback? Who's got the better traction? I believe Gavin may have got the better traction, but Tim covers well. Very close between these two right now. Plix just keeping up with Imadi, but it's just not able to get close enough to him. So you see EPR Wario in the background, and actually Chapelele has spun. Oh no, Chapelele spun. What has happened there? Huge moment for Chapelele, leading this race comfortably again. It's been a nightmare start to the season for Chapelele, and he has to come into the pits and have a wing change as well. What tyres is he going to put on though? That is what I'm interested in. It looks like the hards. He's going on the hards, so he's going to try and get on the whole race. What has happened here between Gavin and Tim? Little bit of handbags. Now Imadi leads this race, but I believe he's picked up a 3-second penalty, which means that Plix will be leading this race at the moment. So Plix gets away with everything at the moment. Is getting away with everything in the moment. Whatever has happened to Chapelele, it's helped Plix a lot. We said Plix could be a dark horse to win this race, and right now he is doing the business. But can Imadi create a margin? Can Chapelele come back to fight Plix at the end of the race? Gavin's come off Tim at the moment. We're not sure what happened between those two. I believe Gavin went a bit wide, but now going on to lap 8. Tyres are 7 laps old for the guys in front, but there has been pit stops made. I believe Wide Load Billy's made a pit stop because it's saying his mediums are 4 laps old. I can't recall him making a pit stop, but never mind that. Ayrton Senna is actually right up EPR Wario at the moment. He's very close to him. Let's just keep on board with these two right now. He's going way faster than EPR Wario at the moment. Can Wario keep ahead of Ayrton Senna? This is a good battle for 6. This is actually a battle for it's for 6 points at the moment, so this is going to be very interesting. Who wants the 6 points more? Wario probably wants points just in general, because obviously what happened last race, he disconnected, obviously ruined his chances of points. He should have a point on the board. He should have done if he didn't end up losing connection completely. But as Ayrton Senna comes around the final corner, he is gaining and gaining and gaining each lap on Wario. Plix is still behind Amadi, but he's keeping with him, but he's not closing. He's only always within, and there's a 3-second time penalty for Ayrton Senna. Probably not the best race, probably not the best qualifying he had. He should have been higher on the grid. Obviously because of what happened between him and New Zealand Cam, which obviously New Zealand Cam's race, his qualifying was he was given a 5-place grid penalty. So he's down to last anyway, so unfortunately it's not been a race to remember for New Zealand Cam. Neither is it for Dylan or Kathleen Minty. If you're just watching, Kathleen Minty and Dylan had collided on the first lap. A bit of an incident. As we just look here, Dave is catching up to Wario. I believe Chapelele has just got past Wilo Billy. Wilo Billy is probably going to have another go at him. Oh, it's maybe a little bit aggressive for Billy, but Billy might get the switchback here. He has done. He's got the switchback on Chapelele. Chapelele saying he's on the softs, but he's on the hards. We're not sure what's going on there. A little bit of a glitch from the game. Saying he's on softs, but he's on hards. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, he's right up against Wilo Billy. Is he going to pass him here? Yes, he is. Lovely move from Chapelele. And he should have track position now. Wilo Billy will slop though here. And there's actually that's Dylan right behind. This could be literally a fight for the podium right now. Because Wilo Billy, well, we say that it depends how fast Wilo Billy and Dylan are looking to go. The guys ahead have not, and I repeat, have not done a pit stop yet. Billy, Chapelele and Dylan all have. Catname Minty is in this fight, but he's much slower on those hard tyres. And Wilo Billy's got by. Chapelele looking to get the switchback, but it's good racing between these two at the moment. As squeezing out Billy. Billy has to go wide and may even concede position here to Dylan. Dylan slots behind. And it's now a battle for 8th place, but obviously what could be a podium position at the end of the day. So Chapelele is maybe not getting the win here. May not be the target anymore. But getting on the podium is probably where he would love to be. So 11 laps in. Imedy still leads, but he does have a penalty. I don't believe Plix does. So currently right now Plix leads. It will be D in second though, as Tim is 6 seconds behind. Tim is just unable to catch up with Plix, but Tim is having a good race so far. Keeps where he is at the moment. He could be getting a podium and fighting Chapelele for it. But like we said, Chapelele, Catname Minty and New Zealand Cam are all unlikely to pit again. Whether Wildlow, Billy and Dylan will be pitting again, we're not sure. As Plix does get a 3-second time penalty now. So that means that Imedy once again is leading this race. And he is doing a very good job for the Red Bull team. As there's still a battle here for 5th between these two. Going right at it. Wario and Ayrton Senna. It's a great battle between these two. We've missed the entire thing so far. There is a battle also for 7th place as well. But keeping on this one, a little bit of traction loss from Ayrton Senna. Maybe to spark a move for Wario here. Wario's closing. He's closing. He's got the inside line. What's Ayrton Senna going to do here? And he does back off. Perhaps the right thing to do for now. But he's keeping up with Ayrton Senna. That's the main thing. It's good racing. as Dylan picks up a 3-second time penalty. I'm not sure if that's his second already of the day. So Chapelele's still there. Wilo Billy has lost position to these two. Chapelele has not got anything as there's an incident in sector 2, and that's probably EPR Wario. He must have gone off the track or something, because he's now 3 seconds behind Ayrton Senna, and that's disappointing really, since these two are battling well. As Gavin and Tim goes wide, and what on earth has happened? Plix has gone into the pits and has received a 5-second penalty. This is very good for Tim, because now Plix has an 8-second time penalty. I don't think Tim has picked up any penalty at all. This is very good for Tim, and potentially even for Gavin as well. Can Gavin get by? A huge surprise. And also Ayrton Senna, let's not count him out at the moment. Although he'll most likely be ahead, Plix will most likely be ahead of him. 8 seconds is still a long deficit. So right now Imadi will win this race at this current point, as long as he can keep it on the track and keep it calm. He's going well so far. Tim is at the moment in second. We're not sure if this is his actual position, but right now Gavin is right behind him. But I believe Gavin has picked up a penalty. I'm not 100% sure. But it's a good race. It's looking like a good race so far. And there goes Tim! Tim has gone off! Oh no! He's gone well wide and has gone into the gravel. And he has conceded position to Gavin. Can he catch up to Gavin, or will Gavin just ride off into the sunset and potentially take the podium of Austria? Imadi 10 seconds out ahead. Remember, Plix has pitted. If we could just look at the gap between the leaders, 18 seconds between him and the leader. We're not sure what the distance is. There is a yellow flag at sector 3. We're not sure who's at sector 3 right now. Is that EPR Wario going? Oh, and Wario speeding into the pit lanes. As there goes Chapelele, who, let's actually have a look how far he's off the leader now. I think it said 34 seconds. And that is Dylan in the wall. What's happened there? And Chapelele's got a 3-second time penalty now. Dylan's got damage. Not sure what's happened to Dylan. He's gone wide. Oh, and he's hit the wall. Disappointing for Dylan. He's had a terrible race and he's retired from the session. New Zealand Cam, he's in the pits. He's serving a pit penalty, and he has actually been lapped by Imadi. Gavin's in the pits now, possibly looking to change his tyres up. Well, he will be changing his tyres up. It's good for Tim. Can Tim potentially do something? But is Gavin looking for just to see if he can possibly catch up with Imadi in this time? He has selected the mediums, and Plix as well. 16 seconds of Imadi. He's not out of this race, Plix, because obviously he's still got a counter at a 5-second deficit, but he's only 16 seconds between him. And at the moment, Ayrton Senna's back into the pits again. Well, he's actually into the pits for the first time, I believe. Dylan is not happy with his race. We're not sure what's happened to his race. But at the moment, Imadi bossing this race. Not sure what's Warriors. I think he hasn't actually destroyed Wario. I think he ghosted, so Wario is fine right now. At the moment, Imadi is in the pits, so that means Tim's actually gone into the pits. Let's look at how Plix reacts then. Imadi's now coming out of the pits. Plix is going well past Imadi, but how far is going to be ahead of Imadi at the moment? Imadi is now just about coming out of the pits. How far is Plix going to be? Surely it's like 4 seconds between the two at least. It's only 2 seconds between the two. I was completely wrong about that. Gavin retakes third. Tim is still stuck in the pits, and he's down to 5th as well. Chapelele coming back at the moment in 4th place, and he's on hards as well. So this could be interesting for Chapelele. Is he going to get a podium here today? So Plix is 2 seconds between him and Imadi. There's 5 seconds difference between the two. It's got the glitch as well, saying that he's on softs and then he's on mediums. Pretty glitchy game, F1 2019, still not perfect. But right now, Imadi will win because of how many penalties Plix has. 8 seconds penalty to D's 3-second penalty. I believe that's correct. It could be different now. Catname Minty and David are going side by side here. This is amazing racing from these two. And in fact, they have kind of a rivalry. We're going to stick on board with these two as Ayrton Senna slightly ahead of Catname Minty, but can Catname Minty potentially get him back here? Weaving all over the place goes Ayrton Senna, trying to tell him he shall not pass. Catname Minty conserving a little bit, maybe just for the DRS here. A little bit slower than Ayrton Senna, perhaps waiting for the next corner to bite. He might even bite at this corner, maybe a bit risky as he goes right behind Ayrton Senna, and now he'll get DRS again, and now he's got a huge chance to get him at the hairpin here. This is good racing from these two. How will Ayrton Senna respond? These two go side by side. What a shot that is, as Catname Minty blocks in front of Ayrton Senna to make sure Ayrton Senna doesn't get pie. Ayrton Senna though is right behind Catname Minty. He's right beside him. Oh, into the wall. And I don't know if that was really good from Catname Minty there. Bit too aggressive. I mean, David gets the position, but he's lost his front wing. Oh dear. That is very, 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 very poor racing from Catname Minty, to be honest. It looked like it was clearly his fault, and I'm afraid to say it was very poor racing, and he will be discussed after the race. I will discuss with him the incident after the race. It's two going to the pits, still fighting in the pits as Catname Minty goes into the wall. I'm really not sure, but these two are really unhappy with each other. Plix in the lead currently, but Imadi technically still in the lead. Gavin third place right now. Chapelele in fourth. He's on the hunt. These guys' tyres are going to be much worse than Chapelele's. We're not sure why Chapelele's still saying he's on the softs, but he's not on the softs. He is on the hards. Ayrton Senna goes to the softs. Maybe not the best idea to go to the softs this early. Catname Minty onto the mediums. We will question them two after the race, because it did look a bit like a very strange incident. And 10-second time penalty for corner cutting, and Ayrton Senna's had enough. Completely gone. So New Zealand Cam is now right behind Catname Minty, so it's good for New Zealand Cam. He's back in this race, kind of. And David is not happy at all as he's left the session. We are down to 9 races. One unfortunate racer will not receive a point, and at the moment it's between these two. So Wario is looking likely he will receive his point in the end, at the end of the day. There's now 1 second between Plix and D at the moment, and New Zealand Cam is actually overtaking Catname Minty. And that's true. David is really mad at Minty. I was right after all. These two are going to have a lot of scrapping going on at the end of this race. And actually New Zealand Cam has let him by. What's happened to New Zealand Cam there? Going much slower. Anyway, out in front is Plix at the moment, but Imadi is still leading this race because of penalties. Actually, let's have a look at the race director, as there's no real going on right now. So we've had a lot of incidents in this race. So we've had 5-second time penalties for people who are not really in concern. We've got Chapelele here getting a few warnings and 3 seconds. Plix is a 5-second, like we said, and well, it looks like Imadi is doing much better than what Plix is doing. So Imadi is closing in on Plix at the moment, Actually, there is a battle between Tim and Chapalele here. Chapalele trying to get away. Tim trying to close in. Of course, Chapalele is on the hards. Tim's on the medium, so watch for this battle because Tim should theoretically, on paper, be faster in the corners as he has more grip. On the straights, it should be... Well, I would have thought Tim would be faster as well. So no comment on what has happened with Catname Minty in a few interviews. We will obviously review them after the race. Everything does get reviewed here after the race. Every incident that is complained about, if they can also show obviously the incident, we will obviously like talk to drivers who have been involved in the incident. Tim's still trying to get by Chapalele, and actually Imadi is closing in. Imadi is closing into Plix right now. Plix is still our leader, but not our leader, if that makes sense. And right now Tim still can't get by Chapalele. Perhaps maybe he's got the better traction off this corner. He is right behind Chapalele. He's going to look for a move. Chapalele covers the inside, but it's not going to work as Tim will get by. Chapalele most likely shouldn't go into this corner. He does go a little close to Tim, but now Tim should be able to ride off into the sunset. But where Tim will finish is still uncertain. Gavin still looking to get that podium. It looks like it's looking good for Gavin, and it's definitely looking good for Imadi at the moment. If he could just keep it on the road and not receive any more penalties, he should be able to win this race. He's much faster than Plix. Well, not much, but he is closing in on Plix lap by lap. And Catname Minty has received a 3-second time penalty. It's going to be interesting between him and New Zealand Cam. New Zealand Cam has dropped off an absolute mile away, and we're not sure why New Zealand Cam has dropped so far. But at the moment, he's receiving no points. At the moment, Imadi closing in on Plix. Chapalele still right behind Tim as well, and Chapalele is actually retired. What has happened there to Chapalele? And there's a virtual safety car actually because of this. Chapalele, we'll just see here, he's crashed into the wall. Chapalele must have lost complete traction and lost his car, and into the wall he goes and out of the race. And he's just said he's bottled it. And just like Fax Sorrell has just said, Gavin is doing great, because Gavin is doing great at the moment. 3rd place at the moment. It's looking very, very positive for Gavin at the moment. Plix is going to pit. This is an interesting call for Plix. How far is he going to be behind Imadi? Because he's going to be on better tyres, and perhaps he might go over to the softs. He has gone over to the softs. How far is Imadi going to be ahead of Plix though? So obviously you had to drop 40% speed on the virtual safety car. Virtual safety car is over. It's green lights now. Gavin's into second, so Plix could have screwed himself over actually in the end. If Gavin can keep going the way he's going, Plix has made like no time out of that. He's still 18 seconds behind Imadi. Gavin up to second. This is looking a brilliant race for Gavin so far. So Tim is actually less than a second off Plix as well. Wario's got another 3-second time penalty. You need to be careful, obviously, because if not, he could fall behind Catname Minty or even New Zealand Cam. How fast is Plix going to be compared to Gavin, compared to Tim? Could Tim potentially catch up with Plix on these old mediums? Will Plix get away? Can Plix catch up to Gavin and take second place? Or can he even catch up to Imadi? going to be very interesting going into the final few laps, because Imedy obviously. Imedy cannot obviously pit now. If he pits now, then Plix probably can steal this race. Gavin's 16 seconds between him and Plix. And actually Gavin 16 seconds between him and Imedy. Plix is now within a second of Gavin. Gavin's going quite slow. Will he be able to make it on these mediums? I would have thought he would be able to, but I'm not sure what the strategy is on this race. Gavin's going to get caught up, and perhaps he'll have to concede position, but at the moment it's looking good for a podium for Gavin. His teammate Wildlow Billy is running a race of his own at the moment. Plix sets a fastest lap. He will get that fastest lap point at this current moment. It's been a long time since we've seen a fastest lap record broken here. It's a very good lap as well from Plix as he closes in on Gavin. He is on obviously new softs, hence probably why. Wildlow Billy has actually come out on the pits on new softs. Is there 2 seconds between him? No, there's 27 seconds between him and Tim. I need to get used to this thing. And Plix has got by. No, Gavin's got the switch back, and Plix has got the switch back again. This is great racing from these two again. Gavin and Plix. They did it in USA. They've done it in Austria. What on earth are they going to provide for us for Japan? So Plix will now get away, and he'll now be on the hunt for Imedy. 15 seconds between him and Imedy, but obviously setting fastest lap after fastest lap after fastest lap. If we just look. There we go, another fastest lap set by Plix, almost into the 1:06s. That's a very good. Imedy, he can't really go into the pits. He can't risk it, despite him probably still being ahead and Plix having to catch up more. He can't risk anything. Catname Minty has actually been lapped behind Imedy now, so Catname Minty will probably have to stay behind Imedy, as Imedy is much faster, and at the moment 14 seconds ahead of Plix. Plix is catching up. Remember last lap, it was 16 seconds between the two. It's 14 seconds now. Plix is rapidly gaining on Imedy, but can he gain enough to potentially win this race? And obviously Fax is not very happy about Gavin going back down to third. He is sticking close by Plix, sort of, still within 2 seconds of him. Tim down to 4 is still in 4th at the moment, running a race of his own now. No teammate, as Dylan has obviously crashed out, but Gavin still looking positive for a podium position. It just depends on how long his tyres can last. It also depends on how long Imedy's tyres can last before they start to melt on him, because then obviously Plix will be gaining faster and faster and faster. Now 13 seconds between the two. He needs to push a little bit more though, Plix, otherwise Imedy will still be able to win this race. There's 8 laps remaining, 13 seconds, but Plix does have a 5-second penalty more, so technically Plix has got to catch up to Imedy by 18 seconds. It's not looking good for Plix at the moment, but in terms of podiums, it goes like this: Imedy first, and Gavin will technically be second. I'm not sure what Gavin's time penalties are, but currently, the way things look, Gavin could be second to Plix, unless obviously 5 seconds is lost for Gavin. He's 3 seconds between him and Plix. Another 2 seconds will mean that Plix will be second place for sure, unless obviously something happens. 12 seconds between the two now. It's gaining up by a second, but I don't think Plix will be able to catch up with Imedy. Imedy is running a race of his own, and he's running comfortably, with Catname Minty right behind him as well. Catname Minty going for 2 points, which to some may seem a bit controversial, considering that Dylan should have points here, Chapelele should have points, and potentially Ayrton Senna. All ran great races and they're all out. Despite Chapelele, there's controversy between Ayrton Senna and Dylan, between them and Catname Minty, which obviously will be discussed after the race, which
which may be a bit difficult, but we will have a talk about that. So Plix is catching, Tim is catching Gavin at the moment. He is 1 year younger tyre. And Fax is he's a big Gavin fan, obviously. And at the moment, Gavin is getting a podium, but right now, Tim is right behind him. And we can confirm pretty much that Plix is now currently second. But whatever happens to Tim at this current point, we don't know. He could be in third place in a couple of laps. It's so close between these two. Any of these two can win the podium. And Tim goes for the dive bomb. Is he going to get it on Gavin? It's going to be very close. It's going to be very close. And I think Tim has got the position. And Gavin is unable to get the switch back. Can he get the switch back though here? Can he? He's like the Verstappen at the moment of EPR, as obviously Fax is very, very, very passionate about Gavin at this current point. But Tim maintains the position. Can Gavin have another go, or is his tyres in a worse state than what Tim's are? Has Tim done better on the saving the tyres, despite him obviously being a lap younger on his tyres? Plix now 10 seconds between him and Imadi. I don't think it will now be, as there is an incident in 2. That is New Zealand Cam. He has had a race to forget, if anything, for New Zealand Cam. He's had a terrible race. He might as well go into the pits and put on the soft tyres and try as hard as he can to get that fastest lap. Is he going to listen to the commentator? He is. Is he going to put on the softs? I wonder. It probably would be best, because he can have a go to get that almighty second point. He's got a 5 second for speeding in the pit lane. He's got to be careful with that New Zealand Cam, because although his race is ruined, he can still go on for that fastest lap, as Imadi and Katney Minty have stayed relatively close to each other. So it shows that Katney Minty's got the pace. He's just not had the race. But we will have a look at Katney Minty's incidents, and it can result in much more bad things for Katney Minty. We're not 100% sure. He does have DRS on Imadi. He better not try something silly. He is lapped, obviously. He's not fighting for race position right now. And, oh yeah, I've just noticed that Gavin is actually back into third. Tim goes wide. What has happened here? These two still scrapping it out for that podium position. This is what we love to see in EPR and any racing league. Just literally how passionate for the podium it is. Huge dive bomb by Tim. Goes wide. I think Gavin, has he lost the position? They go side by side. Gavin and Tim side by side. Gavin has the inside line, but Tim, he might get by here. Squeezing with Gavin. Please, no incident here. These two go side by side still through this section. This is amazing racing for these two. I think Tim's got the position. I think Tim has got the position in the end. Sorry, yes, Tim has got the position in the end. Gavin will have another go at him, but with 3 laps remaining, it's going to be very, very close between these two. Wide load Billy, like we said, he's had a race to himself, but he will, at this current point, with making no mistakes, he will be receiving 6 points, which is a good start to his season. EPR Wario felt done with his points, but now he's about to lap New Zealand Cam, and he, at the moment, he is going in for 4 points, which is very good for Wario at this current point. Katney Minty 2 points, and then New Zealand Cam 1 point. He's going for the fastest lap though. Let's actually look at his lap times at the moment. New Zealand Cam is just not setting the pace, is he? He's not setting the pace fast enough to keep up with Plix, and he's going into pits again. We're not sure what on earth Cam is doing. We might need to ask him about that, what his plan is. Imadi now on to lap 34, and he has won this race pretty much. But Tim and Gavin still scrapping it out for the final podium position. We're not sure how penalties We're not sure how penalties can occur. Oh, Tim's gone well wide there. What on earth happened to Tim there? And this is great for Gavin, because Gavin now regains the podium position. What on earth happened to Tim there? Oh my word, what controversy that might be. Tim now down to 4th. He now has to chase Gavin again. Can he get past back? Can he get his podium position back? Side by side. Oh, a little bit. I think a little bit of contact, but these two still side by side, and Gavin will have to regain the position from Tim as Tim regains the position. He has DRS. Tim's tyres are looking worse for wear right now, as Gavin squeezed, and a little bit poor racing from Tim there. Maybe squeezing him a little bit wide, but these two still side by side. Still very good racing between these two. Their tyres though are old, so it's going to be more difficult because the pressure is on, and especially if one of them's got traction off, it could literally damage someone's race here massively. EPR Wario is gone down to 7th. I'm not sure what EPR Wario's strategy is here. Is he going on to the softs, trying to get the fastest lap? I'm not sure what his strategy is here. Perhaps he was possibly meant to go into the pits, but he has put on soft tyres, so perhaps he will go for the fastest lap point. Gavin down to 4th again. Tim has got back by. Can Gavin catch up with him? His tyres 20 laps old. Tim's are 19 laps old. These two have been battling all race. They've been providing us the best racing of the season so far, in my opinion. Maybe probably beats the fights at the front in the last race that we had. There's been no fights at the front really in this race. Plix has been there, but like we said, he hasn't been there because he has, unfortunately, he's not really had penalties go his way. Like we said, he's currently technically 13 seconds slower than D, so he's caught in 5 seconds with respect, and they are on the final lap actually. D has started his final lap, and for the final podium position, this is what we're going to focus on just right now. Tim and Gavin will go into the final lap, and New Zealand Cam, just want to say this, New Zealand Cam has got the fastest lap away from Plix. This is huge news for New Zealand Cam, because that means he will get 2 points, same as Wario. So that's great for New Zealand Cam to get the fastest points. And at the moment, Tim and Gavin close on each other for the podium points at the moment. Podium position for those 10 points to get into the double digits at the moment. Tim and Gavin, maybe the last opportunity. Where is D on the track? D is comfortably going to lead the way. He's now actually behind Catlin Minty, so Catlin Minty has unlapped himself. And New Zealand Cam retires from the session. Why is he retired from the session? I do not know. He had one more lap to go, and at one more lap, and D wins this race. And at this current point, Plix will finish second. Tim, at the moment, will finish third. Can Gavin, or Gavin won't launch an attack unless obviously Tim spins here. But Tim gets the final podium points as Gavin goes for. Oh no, wait! Penalties have gone Gavin's way. So Gavin has actually got a podium in EPR. So these two battling it out. It actually meant that Gavin got the podium in the end. I'm sure Fax will be absolutely over the moon with that. That Gavin has got the podium position instead of Tim. But these two battled well and fought well for it. And like honestly, great racing from those two. Wildlife Billy now crosses the line, and controversially, Catname Minty will get 6th place. As far as we're concerned, we're not sure what will happen. We will obviously talk with the drivers, but Catname Minty finishes a little bit of a disastrous race for him. But what a race it was for D, who smashes it. And like we said, Fax is very, very happy with the fact that Gavin has got himself a podium in EPR and takes 10 points. But I believe now this means D takes top of the Drivers' Championship. We will work out points, and we will obviously reveal some tomorrow, I believe. But oh my word, what a race it was between Tim and Gavin for that final podium position. And Plix, what a race Plix technically had, finishing second and gets a well-deserved 12 points after what happened in USA. Kind of redemption. But Imadi is the man of the hour. Congratulations. Not only has he won in Austria, he is now top of the Drivers' Championship. So we have a new leader. Everyone sustained a penalty of some sort. Austria is kind of like a penalty city, similar to Canada. But next week we have Japan. But after this race, it was a very, very good one as well. But what a race it was for Imadi. And what a race it was for EPR. Better than USA, I say. But not nonetheless a little bit controversial. So in the end, Imadi wins this race, Plix second and Gavin third for the podium. Tim earns his 8 points in the end. Wildlow Billy gets a well-deserved 6 points. 4 points for Catname Minty, 2 points for Wario, and 1 point plus the fastest lap point for New Zealand Cam. So New Zealand Cam does get 2 points in the end. So well done to all those drivers who got points, and obviously well done to everyone participating. They had an amazing, they drove amazingly. So next week we are in Japan, so we will all see you later for some more EPR action.